This Dao Yin Qigong routine focuses on the hips and pelvis. We'll start off, knees slightly bent, pelvis slightly tucked back, rib cage expanded, shoulders down and back, hands float down to your wuji posture. We'll begin by a little twist. Call these water waves. You're just twisting side to side. Let the hands flow. One hand leads with the palm up, the other one trails. Just going back and forth. Start to loosen up the spine, the hips, into rotation. Go at your own pace. Take it easy to start. No reason to force any movements right off the bat. You can make it a little more fluid by lifting the arm some, bending one knee. Let the head follow. Now we'll push side to side. So switching the hands. Now you're pushing as you rotate towards the side. Still twisting, still just rotating. Focus on the breath. Arms up. We're moving to spinal cord breathing, rounding forward, extending back. Inhale, round forward on the spine. This is flexion. Exhale, open up, open the chest, squeeze shoulder blades together. Rounding forward, opening up. Focus here should be on the spine. We'll hit the hips later. So you're working on flexion of the spine and extension. Trying to get a little deeper with each repetition. Look up at the sky when you arch back a little bit too. It's nice. Arms float down to the sides. Bring the left arm up. You'll side bend over. Switching hands. Right arm up. Side bending over to the left. Bottom hand should reach. Top hand should reach up and out. Don't collapse into the side you're bending towards. Rather reach up and out of your spine with the straight arm over your head. Push the hip towards the opposite side as you're moving. Again, make this pretty fluid. Don't force any movements yet. We're just working on side bending of the spine, back and forth. And float the hands down to your wuji stance. A couple breaths. Arms go back. Tapping on the door of life. I'll show you from here. So you're tapping on your kidneys. Up and down towards the hips. The lower part of your spine. It's your door of life. It awakens the chi down to your legs. So we're going to tap on the back, outside of the legs, get to the ankles, coming back up the inside of the legs, and tapping on the hips. Do that again. So tapping on the kidneys in the back, down the outsides of the legs, and back up the inside. Come up to the chest, tapping on the sternum. Up and down, up and down. Reaching over, left arm out, tap on the neck, down the inside of the arm, and back up the outside of the arm. Inside arm, back up the outside. We're doing chi massage here. We're waking the energy lines, the meridians, as they go down the arms and up towards the head. Tap on the chest, up and down. Deep breath in, hold at the top, and exhale it out. Sling it out, shake it out a little bit. Move around. Should feel kind of loose now. Let's widen the stance. Tucking the pelvis slightly back. That opens up the lower back. Float the hands down. Moving into tiger. So you're going to reach up towards the sky. Float down, sinking the hips. Inhale, reach up, lengthen out of the spine. Exhale, sink down, dropping the hips and the pelvis. Use your available range of motion. So if you have any knee pain here, hip pain, lower back pain, just stay a little shorter. No need to force anything. But if you're feeling pretty good, body's feeling loose, try to sink a little deeper with each repetition. This is great for the quads, for the groin, inner thighs. It's called tiger, crouches in the grass. Building some energy now as we flow up, and strength as we sink down. Want to stay shorter here, you can stay up nice and tall. This is an alternate move, but if you're feeling good, like I was saying, sink it down, drop those hips. Float up and bring the hands back down to your wuji stance. We're going to twist, so turn the right leg out, facing towards the right. You're mirroring me here. Straighten that front leg, turn the pelvis, so you're squared up, and you're going to hinge forward at the hips. Reach down for the leg, okay? You may be at your shin, maybe at your knee, maybe your ankle. Staying down here, rotate the left arm towards the sky, all the way up. Now switch, going back. Now we'll rotate, bring the right arm behind the lower back and rotate towards the right. Coming back down, reaching, go towards the other side. Straight legs here. You can slightly bend your knees if you feel like. That's okay too. Rotate open, like a triangle pose. Hold for a breath. Come down to center. And rotate towards that front leg side with the hand on the lower back. Now, if this is too much, we can stay up taller. Your hands can be on your upper thigh or your knee. Make it your movement. And let's roll back up. Let's go each side again. So rotating, square the hips, hinge forward from the hips and the waist, reaching down. Maybe you can go a little deeper this time. Front knee straight or slightly bent, but not locked out. Okay, if you lose your balance, just recover. Reach open, come into center, hand on the small of your back, and rotate open. So 3-part triangle flow. Works on the hamstrings. Switching sides. Hinging over that front leg. Open up. Coming back down to the center and opening the other way. Coming up strong, using your legs to come up, not your lower back. Bring the feet back together a little bit, just under your hips. Palms float out and down to your wuji stance. So again, you're going to be mirroring me here. As we move into a standing quadricep stretch next, bring the right hand out to the side, lift that foot up, grab it with your right hand, and pull back. Left hand's down to the side. We're stretching the front of the thigh here, shoulder blades back. Focus on that balance leg. If you need to, you can put your hand on a table, hold a stick, or a partner for support. We're focusing on balance, but I don't want you to fall over either. So if you need something for support, use that in your left hand to hold you up. Feel a nice stretch along the front of that thigh, floating down. Let's do the other side. Lift the foot up, grab top of the ankle, pulling back, chest tall. May feel a little wobble in that stance leg. That's okay. Hand can be on the hip, it can be out, or like I said, it can be holding on to something for support. Maybe your 5-year-old's head. Put it on his head. Put him to work. Hand on the hips, nice. It's a great balance exercise. It's also a great way to open up the front of the hips. Next move, or I'll just show you from the side. So I'm holding here. You can also reach the opposite arm out forward. You can hinge forward a little bit. Kick into that hand that you're holding behind you. You can kick your foot into the hand. That may give you a little more energy to the front of the thigh. Reach long with that straight arm in front of you. Switching sides. Focus on the balance leg. Kick your foot into your hand here. That should push you back a little bit. Nice balance exercise. Nice hip flexor stretch. Quadricep stretch. And float down. Hands into the hips. Should be feeling pretty loose now. Float the hands down to your wuji stance. We can always revisit this. Step forward with the right leg. Hands cross. You're going to lean out over that front leg. Reach up towards the sky. Straighten the legs. And then sink down to a lunge. So the move here is inhale. Hinge forward from the hips. Inhale up. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, sink that front leg, squeeze and shoulder blades together. It's called Phoenix spreads its feathers. Similar to a lunge, keeping the pelvis tucked. It's a great way to stretch that rear hip flexor and engage the quadriceps, the glutes on that front leg. Inhale up. And again, try to sink a little lower each time. If you find that you're losing balance with this, hold on to something for support again. Also, stay in a shorter range of motion. I'll show you from the side now. So it's a big step out, pelvis forward, hinge forward, reach long, straighten the front leg, and sink into it. Drop in the pelvis. A lot of effort on that front leg. As you sink down, if you're feeling pretty good, you can go a little bit deeper. If this is difficult for you, again, just stay higher. Shorten your range of motion. Over time, you'll develop more strength, more balance, more flexibility, and get a little deeper into these stretches. And float back to your wuji stance. Last exercise of our Dalian hip opening exercise. We're going to balance on one leg. Bring the opposite leg ankle across just above the knee. Arms reach out in front of you. Come in, reach back, push back behind you. Circling back in. So I want you palms facing up the entire time. Let's switch sides. Bring the leg across, ankle across. Bend that straight knee. Palms come back. Reach behind you. Circle in towards the elbows. Straighten out as you stand back up. This is a very good balance exercise. Also a nice hip opener. You're going to rotate the arms back, pushing the arms back, palms face up. I want you to envision you're holding 2 cups of tea saucers in your hands, in your palms. You're not spilling those tea saucers. So pushing back, palms face up towards the sky the entire time. Coming back in and standing tall. It's a very challenging exercise. Use your available range of motion. It helps if you focus on one point straight ahead with your vision. Just easy gaze, fixated on a point straight ahead, and let your body do your work underneath you. Feeling strong with these. Try to get deeper with each repetition. Reach long, sink those hips down, push those arms back, coming up tall. Heron spreads its feathers. You may have heard of it as a standing figure 4 stretch because your legs are in the shape of a 4. Arms out and float back down to your wuji stance. Bring the palms under you, palms face up, feet together. Bottom hand's going to circle around down the midline of the body. This is a centering pose as the arm circles around, coming down the midline. Your gaze is focused straight ahead on one single point, or your eyes can be closed. Just circling around, balancing the right and the left side of the body, bringing the energy back towards your lower dantian, where your chi is stored. This is great to improve focus. Start to slow the breath down after all the work we just did. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale down the midline. Just did a lot of work on the hips and the pelvis. A little more active routine. Now we're bringing it back down, calming it back down. Bring the hands to touch just over the lower dantian. Close the eyes for bamboo in the wind. Just feel your body gently rock and sway side to side. Unwind any tension. Feet are rooted in the ground. Body sways. It's a Dalian routine we just accomplished. The purpose is leading and guiding the energy or the chi. We're guiding all that chi and energy towards our lower dantian, where it's stored. Step the feet apart, circle the hips a little bit, shake out, move around some, feel fluid. We're going to finish off with a little bit of tapping. So one hand across the clavicle, up in the shoulder, other hand across the hip. And we're going to tap. We do 50 taps. So your right arms reach across, tapping your left side. Switch sides. Your left hand's across, tapping your right side. Tapping on the neck, tapping on the hips. Shake it out. Inhale up. Closing motion. Pulling down the sky. Bring your palms together. A slight bow. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a great day.